So, my name is Iba. I'm the art director of Kato, and so far I have done 3 Hyrox. This is going to be my 4th, and I'm really looking forward to it. The next upcoming competition is going to be the one in Berlin, and I'm going to do a individual open by myself, of course. And the goal this time will be to run sub 60. I had that goal in Paris as well, but I missed it for like around 7-8 minutes.
So yeah, as you know, my name is Mario. I'm 25 years old and it's now the 5th competition I'm in because I missed one where I was sick. So we're competing this Friday in Berlin. It's Tempelhofer Feld, which is super cool as it's an outside venue and you only have to do 1 running lap. So Iba is again going for his singles. I think he got the sub 60 mark, which he wanted to hit in Paris, but he missed it by I think 7 minutes due to some different reasons, I would say. So yeah, I think that's the goal for him, to go for sub 60 this time. Yeah, I remember he was super focused going into the race, like tunnel vision, and I think that's what he needs as well. And he was starting super well, but I think like there was a lot of pressure on him, or like he puts a lot of pressure on himself. So I think that was the main thing, as it was his first single race, that he wanted to be exceptionally great on this race, and I think that got him a little bit confused. And then one time he was missing the running lap, so he wasn't sure if he should go for another lap or if he's already going back in.
Let's go, big boy! Come alive!
My name is Jonathan. I am the founder and creative director of Kato, and this will be my 6th Hyrox race. So the next race will be in Berlin, and honestly it was quite spontaneous that we participate in the race, so therefore the expectations this time are rather low. It will be a test race for us, the last test before the Hyrox World Championship in Chicago, which will be coming up in 4 weeks. So definitely the goal this time is to support Iba, because he is on a mission to go sub 60, and yeah, the whole team will have his back and support him. So yeah, next to us having some fun, that is the main goal for us and the brand. So 4 weeks ago at the Hyrox in Paris, Iba was struggling a little bit, at least like from his perspective. I think he still did a very good job all in all for his first race. It's a lot of expectations, especially if you put yourself out there. So therefore I think he created a lot of pressure for himself mentally. I think physically he was in like great conditions, but yeah, I think his brain was messing with him a little bit, and also like the atmosphere in the venue was maybe a little bit overwhelming, so therefore he did some like stupid rookie mistakes that just happen. Like mainly during the second run, I think it was, where he was not sure if he already did like 3 laps or 4 laps, and then to make sure that he doesn't receive a penalty, he did 1 more lap, and I think that costed him a lot of time and also a lot of confidence.
I think the biggest problem in Paris was that I haven't been mentally ready for everything that was coming. So I felt like my body was kind of ready, but then after the second lap, like the sled pull hit me so hard that I got super confused in like how many laps have I done like doing my runs, and I also got a penalty doing the sled pull. And that got me like out of my concept that I had in my mind to do the sub 60. And I think like the biggest mistake this time was the intensity of the workouts before we came to Paris haven't been that high. So it hit me so hard that I got confused and I lost everything that was in my mind to keep like the plan going.
I think the biggest change after the Hyrox in Paris was the intensity in the training, because we did a comprehensive analysis together with the coaches. where we talked about things that went well and things that didn't during the Hyrox in Paris. And we all said that we felt like we lacked a little bit of intensity in training. Because before, for example, in Frankfurt, the race that we did before Paris, it felt like the race was actually easier than the training sessions that we did because they were brutal. Sometimes we trained for 2 or 3 hours. And this time we deliberately reduced the intensity a little bit to make sure that we can accumulate a lot of running volume, since that was the weak point that we all wanted to work on. And therefore, it felt like we didn't have the same strength and power muscular-wise. So I think that is the major change that we did.
I'm the training partner that you need. I make you feel like a fucking champion.
Can you please go out of my training zone? He's trying to sabotage me.
So what I did differently to prepare myself mentally this time was I took it a little bit slower. I focused on every rep, which was super important for me, but I also got out for some nights with my friends to enjoy myself a little bit. And this is what I need. I need sometimes the weekends where I'm gonna take it a little bit slower and bring myself down and not just run the road down. It's I need some time for myself and I need to balance my stuff. And this is where I'm ending up right now. And this is what gives me the confidence to run sub 60 in the next Hyrox.
I think for Iber, the biggest obstacle in Berlin will be his mental game, his headspace, because I think, like I mentioned earlier, his physical capabilities are definitely not a limiting factor, but it's his mindset. So I think one thing that could potentially happen that I'm a little bit afraid of is that he does another mistake like he did in Paris, and then he ends up in a negative downward spiral because he starts to question himself, and it almost feels like a trauma, and that he's reliving the same race that he had in Paris. And I think that is definitely one big fear that is probably also in his head. I think that's totally normal if something like this happened to you, even though you know that you want to make it better. Maybe that creates even more pressure because he's so focused on it now to do it differently. And I think that will be the biggest challenge for him.
So even for Paris, sub 60 is such a high goal. I don't know the exact percentage, but only very few athletes can do a sub 60. So it's super ambitious. I think on the runs, I'm pretty confident he has the potential. The question is, can he do it on the stations as well? Because the stations are much harder and he didn't do too much strength training in the past. So the question is can he endure it? Can he be still good on the lunges, on the wall balls? And that's gonna be the challenge for him.
I have some pressure on my mind because I did something wrong in Paris and I want to do it better this time. And I know I can do it. If you know your capabilities are there, then it puts some pressure on yourself because it's just do it. And then you're just okay, don't fuck something up.